Greetings, everyone. I am sitting down, of course. I'm going to do a doodle. And today is July the 4th. And we're going to do a doodle as it relates to America, I think. Just for fun. I'm going to start off with drawing an eye. I'm just trying to think of what kind of creatures represent the United States of America. Let's zoom in on this a little bit and see what kind of a little mess I can make. Let's see if I can lock that down. That might be good there. All right. Of course, what comes to mind is an eagle. I remember seeing eagles fly when I was a kid. Now, mind you, the closest I've seen an eagle would be at a zoo where they had one in captivity that was, well, basically in recovery. And it's astounding to see a creature like that. Because they're huge. I remember it was in like a flight cage, so I think kind of a narrow cage, but not super narrow. Maybe like 10 feet wide and then 25 feet or maybe 30 feet long. And this being would fly back and forth. And I just remember thinking, like, that could pull a baby lamb off the side of a mountain. A huge, huge creature. Probably like easily a 6-foot wingspan. Anyway. Sometime later, I was asked to do a wood carving of one. And that's kind of what I'm going with. I don't know how accurate I'm going to be able to do this. Because this I'm just going to try to do from memory as much as possible, but it's not going to look exactly like an eagle, I don't think. This is a bird of prey, of course. Have kind of a hook. I think it might go a little more straight across. I guess it all kind of depends on the view. Anyway, they have a hook for its bill. And I do believe, yes. This might be a little cartoony. I was trying to remember how far under the eye. What I can tell you, from what I remember anyway, is that they can live a pretty long life. Like, more than 20 years. Here, no, maybe like a little more there. So I'm not an expert. I just know that they are a lot bigger than I think some people might expect them to be. I'm drawing it kind of very light pen strokes, just so that it can stay fairly light as well. I'll try to keep this reasonably short as well. The next thing is, do I want the mouth open or closed? Well, let's see about it closed. Hopefully that doesn't look more seagull-like. In my head, I was trying to figure out which way I wanted to have the head turned. And I remember a while ago I drew a picture of the seal of America, or more the seal of the President of America, at the same time as I drew like a Tesla truck. That was quite a while ago. I don't know if I like the way that part of the head went. Yeah, well, maybe this will be a reasonably quick video. I'm just doing some darker lines, just like that. And maybe add a little bit of roughing in here. I don't think I went too far with that. That's the rough idea. I'm just sort of expanding some of this a little bit. Darkening in at the same time. So today, some of you have the day off, and I have something I want you to try to do for fun, because I want you to write a letter. And I want you to think of somebody that you'd like to write a letter to. And then just write a letter. I think it's pretty important to understand that getting a physical something to somebody is very important. So yeah, write a letter today. I think that's going to be it. Yeah, anyway, so that's a quick kind of doodle. A little less than 12 minutes anyway. And maybe I'll do another one depending on if we look at some references or not. But anyway, that's from memory. So some part of that, I'm sure, doesn't look exactly like an eagle. I think it kind of represents an eagle well enough. All right. I hope you have a wonderful Independence Day, and hopefully we'll see you at some point in the near future. All right. Ciao for now.